learning Elixir. I should have this installed here now, which makes um, that's odd. So okay. So what you see here is today, first stream, we're going to be spending time learning Elixir and Phoenix. My name is Matt, A-M-A-T-N, on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me in some other places there as well. Elixir is a programming language, kind of Ruby-ish, but based on the Erlang VM on the inside. And Erlang, of course, is developed in the 70s by a gentleman named Joe Armstrong and used in ultra reliable, ultra high availability, horizontally scalable applications typically. So it ends up being a pretty good app environment for web apps and other things that need to scale. Now, Elixir is a fairly recent, given that Erlang came out of the 70s, Elixir is recent in the past, I don't know, maybe 10, 12, 15 years, something like that. Or maybe less than 10, actually, now that I think about it. I'll have to look that up. Why don't I just look it up right now for us? Elixir language. Something like Wikipedia may have the date for us. Get my facts straight. Yeah, 9 years ago. So about 10 years ago. 9 years ago, Elixir came about, and it was a friendlier kind of, originally inspired by Ruby, but it's gone to be a little bit more broader than that, a little bit more unique than that. So now it's a little bit new to me. I'm not a huge Ruby fan, to be honest. I'm actually more of a Go compiled language kind of person, maybe Python if I need some of that dynamic stuff. So this should be a good time. I'm really excited about Elixir as a language. It does a lot of things right. I do like the Erlang VM, and the Erlang syntax is okay, but it's got a really couple of neat things in there as well that I think Elixir adopts as well. On top of Elixir, especially for web apps, we have the Phoenix library and framework, and some of the really cool features in there, PubSub and LiveView in particular, I know a little bit about, but we'll explore that as we go along. All right, so it looks like Elixir installed just fine. So if I do which mix, which I think is there it is. Okay, so now we're going to go. So I don't know how to do Elixir. I've never done anything, so we're just going to kind of walk through some simple things first here. I've been programming for, I don't know, let's see, 38 years now. So I know a lot of languages. I've learned a lot of languages. I've been in and around computer programming for quite a while, going back to basic on the Apple IIe. So learning language is fun. Hopefully this helps everyone who wants to learn a language kind of understand how someone with a lot of experience, kind of thinks about learning a language. If you only know JavaScript, if you only know Python or whatever, no worries. As you progress as a developer, professional or otherwise, as a coder, you want to be open to learning new languages. Different languages have different ideas. There's, being good in different kinds of languages can actually make you better in whatever your main or whatever language you have to use for work or your main projects, things like that. All right, so let's see what we got here. Installation, we're done with. Interactive mode, this is probably a REPL. That looks like an interactive. So yeah, it is a REPL. We do IEX. All right, so we don't need that. String concatenation. All right, so I'm looking for the hello world. I want to make sure I can compile things and make them run. And without necessarily using a REPL. Right? REPL is nice to kind of play around if you just want to learn syntax, but I'm interested in making software, and that's different from playing around with a language. So let's see, this looks promising. EXS. So we're going to make a new directory. We're going to call stream maker what are we going to call this? Elixir. Elixir maker. Hello world. Okay, so simple.exs. It's always fun to just type things out, right? Copy and pasting is great. It saves you time, but you actually learn a lot just by typing. Okay, so what do we got here? Is that it? We don't need any headers or anything. So IO puts hello world from Elixir. Okay, so this is our hello world, and that is it now. Elixir. Elixir, is this right? Elixir. Do I have one? I do have one. Let's try it. Elixir simple.exs. Boom, there it goes. All right. Okay, so that's it. So Elixir itself, there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm not super interested in that, I'll come back to all this stuff later. I'm going to kind of park this page and come back to it at a later time. So what I really want to do is the Phoenix, not the sports team, Elixir. Oh, I spelled it wrong, obviously. Phoenix framework. There it is. So what I really want to do is take this. I want now that I got the hello world of the Elixir world, and I know that I have Elixir running, I want to do the hello world version of a website. So I'm just going to call it hello web. All right, so get started. Look at this. Look at these docs and guides and things. Fix a new hello. All right, well, there you go. They're very similar naming conventions to what I do. So mix Phoenix new hello web. All right, I did not install what I need to install. Phoenix. Well, let's just make sure I'm not crazy and I got a modern version. Oh, much later than what we need. Okay. Now is this, how do I know if this is the latest? It looks like the latest. Yep, I can make a reasonable assumption that this is the latest. So let's try this. Yes, definitely. Every language has a package manager these days, ever since kind of NPM came out. Oh, that was a short install. All right, so let's go back to our previous. Let's see if we can do this now. Yeah, sure. I don't know what that means, but what are we getting? We made a whole bunch of new things, and we're installing some dependencies. It's installing Node Webpack for us. All right, well, thank you, I think. Okay, so I've got VS Code here. I don't know if I'm going to need this or not. I haven't decided if I'm going to go VI for this particular tool. Let me just see what Visual Code has for me in their libraries. Elixir LS. Language server. Man, I don't know which is better. I don't even know if it matters all that much right now. I might not even use VS Code, but we'll just go with this one for now. It's got a good name, Matt. I definitely, we can try that out and see how we do yet. And of course, Node is going to be the part that takes forever. Okay, look what we got here. Hello web. Mix. Ecto create. I don't need a database for now. Start your server with. All right. So when I am learning a new language, what I'm usually doing is taking a lot of notes. And I'm just going to use the built-in Mac app for now. It doesn't have to be in a notes app. It can be in a text file or whatever. I just like to keep it on screen somewhere. Thank you for letting me know. Not now. Okay, so Elixir Phoenix. Again, the important part is I want to learn everything once and be able to relearn everything very, very quickly, right? Now, if I learn something once and I have to relearn it quickly, that means I've written it down and put it in a place where I can find it rapidly, right? Now, Googling things is fast, but not as fast as just going to a local note storage. You know, doesn't have to be Notes app, could be text files, could be, whatever, Evernote, whatever app works for you. It just should have a reasonably good search function, right? So the things we've done, let's see here. This is the Phoenix section. All right, so I can put this here, and for Elixir, what did we do? Some of the steps we've done, we installed via ports, or brew in your case, I use ports. We installed Phoenix via mix. That took a while, and then we also did a hello world style simple.ex. What did we call it? Here, this is the part about learning it a second time. If I had written this down the first time, we would be fine. EXS is the suffix. EXS. All right. Okay, Phoenix. So we installed Phoenix via mix, and then we we scaffold a new web app. This is a hello web spelling web app. All right, and we used what did we use? Mix. Oh, there it is. Phoenix new. Interesting. Syntax not for did. There we go. Okay, now we did the hello web. We are going to start the server. Interactive Elixir. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure what the difference is there, but let's try this first one. We will learn eventually. Now, it's a file system watcher. Well, it's friendly. Watchers are always a good thing when you're developing front-end type stuff. They kind of save you a step of bouncing back and forth between the web app and the sure. Don't know what rebar 3 or ranch is. Let's see. Elixir ranch. Socket acceptor pool. X. Alright, so this is Elixir rebar 3. Anything goofy here? There's a build tool that helps us build okay, so the ranch is a way for a web server to accept many, many different concurrent simultaneous connections at the same time, right? By pooling connections and kind of using this, rather than opening up 100,000 connections that you see here on the, in this example, right? It'll open up a handful, maybe 100 or 500 or 1,000, and basically just kind of recycle those as the connections become active or inactive. in some ways. So it's a very common concept of pooling, connection pooling. You see that with all kinds of different applications in web tech. Okay, well, look at this. Oh, anything else? Telemetry, decimals, dB, stuff. Ecto. Ecto is the ORM. I know I said I didn't know anything about Elixir, but I did spend a few minutes yesterday going over it, so we'll see how that goes. Okay. Now, this is taking forever. Particularly, let's see, 136. Well, you know what, let's just do this. I like to, this is essentially a brand new computer, brand new user for login, so a lot of things that are normally set up for me are just not set up. So we started roughly 2.5 minutes ago, coming up on 3 minutes. So the first build is a little slow. I'm used to Go, of course, and Go has a famous for its fast compiler, among other things. So we'll see how this moseys along. All right, cowlib, cowboy. All right, let's see. Unix framework. Let's take a peek, maybe learn some stuff while we're here. Docs. Is this a cowboy? It's a funny. Is it an Elixir thing? Elixir, cowboy, cowlib. Okay, so that's their basic HTTP server. We probably won't have to build that more than once. What about cowlib? What protocols? All right, so that's more HTTP server stuff. Elixir hex is something I've been seeing here a couple different times using with Elixir. What is this? Hex is a package manager. So what mix then? Mix. Oh, all right. I was wrong. Hex is the package manager. Mix is the build tool. Okay, I was confused a little bit there, but this starts to make sense. I know npm, you can kind of conflate the two, but this helps here. Anything else we need to learn about from here? Oh, I love me some telemetry. Always good to have good telemetry when you are building and deploying web apps. All right, so my notes, what else have we learned? Mix is a build tool. And oh, come on. See, the thing about notes is that it expects grammar, and it's really written for the written word. It's not really written for code and whatnot. So, and then hex, we said, is the package manager, and we said cowboy, cowlib is the, that was crazy. Cowboy, cowlib is the HTTP server, I believe. Yeah, HTTP server. This is trying to connect to a Postgres database that does not exist. Do I need it to exist? Is it running tests? Well, let's just see what this does. It's trying to connect, but it can't. I don't know if it needs to connect or not. Let's see here. All right, well, it does want me to create something, so I guess we'll do that. Abort. Fine. And I know that was the original direction said run this, but I was hoping it was an optional thing. But hello world, you obviously don't need a a database, but any feasible, any reasonable web app is going to have a storage mechanism of some kind. All right, well, that's much more pleasant here. How are we doing on time? So the original, not counting all that nonsense, took, the first build was long. It was, oh my goodness, it was in the 7-8 minute range. Let's see how this one goes. Let's see if this is, okay, well, there we go. This is our hello world. Oh, yeah, and it's working. Let's just see here. Let me get out of this guy. Abort. Now, let me just time it. What are we at? So 144 roughly. I think that's it. All right, so it's just starting. It's not rebuilding. Oh no, there's some rebuilding there. Okay, so that took 10 seconds. All right, that's not bad, and it looks like it'll do live rewatching. So this is now going to be a watch folder, so we can just watch things go by here. And let's make a new one. Let's go to stream. What do we say? Elixir, hello web. Oh my god, yeah, ridiculously nested directories here. Now, let us, I haven't configured VI obviously at all here. So what I'm going to do actually is just Visual Studio Code for now. I may go back. A good man who is into Elixir strongly recommend Vim, but we're going to start with this for now. So this looks like our build directory. So we don't have Git configured yet, but this is probably just things we could ignore. Assets. This is stuff that goes into node modules can also be ignored. We have a distribution. Vendor directory static. All right, what am I looking at here? Tests, priv. I don't know what priv stands for. Lib. Is there? Let's go back and see what I'm looking at here. Up and running. Guys, directory structure. This is exactly what I was looking for. Top. Looks like everything's in lib. This could be so build. Directory could have my mix. Yeah, build tool. Assets. Okay, so assets is where all the npm and JavaScript things go. Config. Oh, fun times. Deps. Mixed dependencies. Lib. Okay, so this is all the good stuff. Priv. Database search translation files. I wonder what priv stands for. Okay, let's go in here. So this is the good stuff. Hello web. Hello web underbar web. All right, wow, my naming nomenclature needs some work. It's clearly not something that's going to be happy in the long term. So all I really want is to be able to come here and type somewhere in this the words hello web. So we got some socket stuff, some page controller, some views, layout view, page view, web, controllers, views, routers, channels, view helpers. Index. Well, this looks suspicious, doesn't it? Welcome to name Phoenix. Welcome to my first stream. And then, oh, look at that, live reloading. Hello world. Piece of cake. I don't need any of this nonsense. Where is the rest of this? Where is our header? Here. Yep. Get started, live dashboard. Live dashboard. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, this must be all the telemetry stuff. Oh, what's this? Ports, processes, memory, versions. How big can this get? This is pretty cool. You have multiple nodes if you want to scale horizontally. Metrics. This is pretty cool stuff. Okay, what does get started take us? All right, that's just the documentation. All right, so what I don't need is get started. Huh, I wonder what, it's got some notification stuff there. Don't need Phoenix framework, so you can go. Thank you, appreciate it. A couple of list items. Oh, we're just gonna leave this. All right, there we go. This is our first one. We are done for now. Thank you very much. I'm gonna come back later and we'll do some more. This is one of my first streams, so thank you if you've taken the time to did it. Also, if my visitor is there, if my viewer is there, thank you for watching as well. I'll come back in a little bit. I want to check some of the audio video quality as well as some other things going on, but yeah, see you next time. We'll do more of this as we go along.